Hey, I'm Steve, and this is my garden. Varieties on tomatoes are really important. Find out what's the best in your area. I personally like to try different varieties, and I like the big tomatoes. Like this is a big Zack tomato. I got the seeds out of Tomato Fest out of California. Um, but I'm looking for double blooms on these, and there's a possibility I could get a great big tomato. A double bloom is basically something you look for where it'll get a double tomato on one single yellow bloom. If you can watch those and then cut all the other blooms away and watch that one, there's a chance that could grow into an extra large, possibly a 3 or 4 pound tomato. The best variety for this area in Georgia, I think, is Celebrity, which is a determinate tomato, and Better Boy, which is an indeterminate tomato. Determinant is a shorter plant, but they all put all their tomatoes on at one time, so it's better for canning. But indeterminate plant grows continually through October or frost, and it'll continue to give you tomatoes. This year I've tried some of the really giant tomato varieties, which I've never had good luck with, but this year, like Dixie Golden, Ultimate Giant, Dinner Plate. I'm going to try some of those, but I've made some extra beds so that we could try some unusual varieties. So if they didn't produce, that was okay. I'll still put plenty of Better Boys, and Park's Whopper. Park's Season Starter is a really good determinate tomato that puts on very early. The other ones I always like are Sweet 100s. That's probably the best and easiest tomato for this part of Georgia, I feel. Of course, they're smaller cherry tomatoes, but they really put a lot on very quickly. You plant in March, I usually get tomatoes by the middle of June is when I usually get tomatoes. Around July 4th is the main part I feel, is when I try to do my canning. And if you're lucky, I have a lot of shade to the west, so I don't get the really bad heat. So normally my tomatoes will last through October. These first two are a tomato I haven't tried before, but I've heard great things about. It's called Julia Childs, and they're a tomato out of Tomato Fest. That's where I got the seeds, and they say that chefs love them. They're really a beautiful tomato, but a lot of times when I try plants like Julia Childs, they get diseases. So there are some things that we can do for diseases. I'm going to try to mulch these tomatoes. I'm also going to try to put disease-resistant things on them, like different sprays. I've even put some different kinds of antiseptics on these in order for the disease to be off.